Biafra level, my man. Oh yes, so run no me wanna wash nana. Biafra level, my man. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Obamomo. The spirit of Biafra is upon me. That is why I am offering this song to our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in Urobo dialect and Isoko. Lucky star is sinking, I'm sinking, Udogu, Biafra. Amorotomo agbada bururu. Amorotomo agbada bururu. Excellency Simon Ekpa. Nieruwe yo witruwe salon. Mistoko with the sendo. The freedom you brought to do well for us. Puro Mistoko with the sendo. No. Amarutomo agbada guru. PM Simon Joe. You have done so much for us. I am shedding tears of joy. Your tide cannot be seen easily. I search around the whole world, the greatest freedom fighter. We, the Robo, we appreciate you awesome. Worry sister say you are so good, you are so wonderful. Clara Dimu say you are so good. Amorutamo agbada. Helen Peter say you are so good. That is the truth. Patricia Robo say you are so good. Amorutamo agbada guru. Soko with the sendo. What a wonderful man. The good guy. It's only the food that we eat. And I know those who are sitting at the fence in this Biafra struggle, they will not learn. Maybe they will learn in the grave. Urobisoko with the sendo. The freedom you brought to do well for us. Worry sister say you are so good. Urobisoko with the sendo. Paradigm say you are so good. Anna, Wabadaguru. Amarotomo Abadaguru. Amarotomo Abadaguru. Urobisoko with the sendo. Urobisoko with throw a salute. Even lucky star, it is say do. You do well, it is say do. Brgie said, you do well, we salute you, we throw away salute. Patricia Urobo say you are so good, you are so good. Amarotomo Agbadaguru. I am in tears of joy. For your good one cannot be quantified. Oh, Amorotomo Agbada Guru.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I'm so sorry I came a little bit late. I came not just a little bit, I came very late to the broadcast because of some obstructions. I would have not been able to anchor the program, but all the same, it is something I have signed up to do and I will have to do it. Though I'm not going to spend much time today. We're going to spend a little time and then I will get off to put things in order. Having some obstructions, so got to put things in order. I'll continue. It's not an easy task, but we have to do what we have to do. So, my fellow Biafrans that are watching, I welcome every one of you that is watching this program wherever you are watching from. As always, you know that the platform where you're watching this program is a platform that is under the Biafran government, a platform under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon, under the Supreme Command of Mazi Nandekan. I welcome everyone that has connected, wherever you are joining us from. I welcome you, I appreciate you. I urge you also to like and share. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe. Click the notification bell so that notified each time we upload a video, you will be among the first to receive it. I welcome everyone that has been able to connect. My fellow Biafrans, a lot has happened and a lot is still happening. But the most important thing is that we are making progress. I must say we are making progress, and every one of us must have to pay attention and acknowledge the progress that we made. Our call for the restoration of Biafra is not just for joke. We are not just calling for it for calling's sake. We're not just trying to make up words. We are doing what we have to do and saying the right words, fighting the battle that we need to fight. That is exactly what is going on. And as the battle is ongoing, we are winning the battle. Do not get discouraged. Do not be frightened. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, you have to know that we have to do what we have to do. In the midst of all the battle that we are fighting, in the midst of all the challenges and trials, we must overcome. Do not allow the enemies to take over you. Do not allow the enemies to interrupt you. No matter how they try to interrupt, always continue to do what you have to do and continue to fight your battle the way you have to fight it. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, I want you all to pay attention to what is going on. And every people in the world that are watching, every one of us has to know that the time has come and our fight is yielding results. Our fight for restoration of Biafra is yielding a great result. So wherever you are, you must not give up. You should always stand your ground. Always stand your ground and know that our freedom is definitely going to come. It doesn't matter what the enemies are saying. It doesn't matter what the enemies are doing. No matter what they do or say, we shall overcome. Because the time has come for victory. For a very long time, we have been believing that these people are going to come by. No matter how they try, they're going to come by. We have been believing that the world is going to pay attention to us one day, and that time has come. They have ignored us for a very long time. They have been ignoring us and ignoring us. But at this time, they can no longer ignore us. No matter how they try to ignore us, they can no longer ignore us. We will continue to make difference and speak the right word at all times. And because of what we have been doing, finally, our voice is now on international stage. The world can now hear us, and they can hear us very, very clear. And the good news today is that finally the world is reporting about the restoration of Biafra. The world is reporting about the restoration of Biafra, and it is something to be happy about. It is something that every Biafran should feel fulfilled about. Just like our Prime Minister wrote on his Twitter handle, and he said, I feel fulfilled knowing that our Biafran aspiration is coming to life with international recognition everywhere. The restoration of Biafra is getting international recognition on angles, on all fronts, on all faces. The whole world is now paying attention to the plight of the Biafrans, and the effort we have been putting, it is bearing fruit. And our professor said, this is a testament to the sacrifice of Biafra, the government in exile, and the resolve of every Biafran worldwide. Finally, our effort is bearing fruit. Our coming convention will solidify Biafra independence before it's here to stay. The Nigerian government cannot stop it. No focus on earth can prevent Biafra from happening. The currency of Biafra is called a German. It will be unveiled during the convention. It is very, very important for us to know that Biafra is on international stage as we speak. They can no longer ignore us. No matter how they try to ignore us, they cannot. They try and try and try and try to ignore us, but they cannot ignore us. The more they try to ignore us, the more we make the difference. The more they try to ignore us, the more we take the front stage. And every Biafran, wherever you are today, you must be proud of yourself. As we speak, the Washington Independent is writing about Biafra, and you know what it takes to get to that point. When you have gotten to the point where the international media is writing about you, people that matters are talking about you, you should know that the time has come. Just like Mazin Nandekano said, that when that time comes, we will know, and nothing is going to stop it. We have gotten to that time. As we speak, the Washington Times is now reporting and says, Biafra march towards independence, gain momentum. This is a report that is coming from the Washington Independent News. Washington Independent News. It is not easy to get to that stage where the international media will begin to talk about your issue. It is not easy to get to that stage where the Washington DC will begin to pay attention. With what we are seeing now, there is no doubt whatsoever that our freedom is sure. It does not matter what the enemies are doing. It doesn't matter what they say. It does not matter their propaganda and their blackmail. We will surely prevail. The attack against us will increase. The propaganda will increase. The blackmail will increase. But the joy of it all is that in all their propaganda and blackmail, the truth only will prevail. And the people that matters, they are listening to us and they are paying attention to the truth. That is the joy we, the Biafran people, have. That it is not just we talking, the truth has come to stay. And it doesn't matter what the enemies are saying, it doesn't matter the lies and propaganda they are pushing out there, the truth is going very, very far than you can ever imagine. For you to know that that truth has come to stay and nobody is going to break it up is when you read through the Washington Independent News Post. When you read through the news, you will understand that they have come to know exactly what the Biafran wants and what we are fighting for. It's not like before when people come and tell you, oh, we don't know what they are fighting for. You don't know what we are asking for. Today, our request and our demand and desire is very, very clear before the whole world. No one will tell me that he doesn't know what we are asking for. Our request is very clear and simple. That is why the Washington Independent have captured it very, very correct and open. And it says, Biafra march towards independence gains momentum. And it went further to say, the struggle for independence of Biafra, a West African region currently under Nigerian control, is far from over. You will now understand that they know that the Biafran people are existing and we are living. And we are facing challenges. They know what we are going through under Nigeria, and they know that Biafran land is under occupation. It's not as if we made up words. It is clear that they know that we are under occupation. And they went on to write and say, the struggle for independence of Biafra, a West African region currently under Nigerian control, is far from over. While the region's status as an independent state lasted only from 1967 to 1970. This is a fact that some people deny. When they talk about Biafra, they think it is, some say it's a thing of the mind. Some say it's a thing of the mind. Some say it's just a wishful thinking of a dream. Biafra is a country that have existed for 3 good years, from 1967 to 1970. Before they fought the Civil War, and then being absorbed into Nigeria at the conclusion of the Nigerian Civil War. After we fought war for 3 years, they absorbed Biafra into the zoological republic of Nigeria. Biafrans have never stopped yearning for the freedom of their homeland. That is true. We have never stopped. And the United States realized that. The whole world know that. We have never stopped. We have never given up the hope of going back to our homeland. And the only homeland we have is Biafra. In fact, the momentum of Biafra independent movement is stronger than ever. Are you now doubting it? For those who are doubting it and they say, oh, Master Simon has not done anything, Master Simon, what you are reading here is from the United States of America, an international media, saying that independent movement is stronger than ever now. And why is it stronger than ever? There is no other reason than with an ongoing referendum for self-determination that has gathered more than 50 million affirmative votes, according to Simon Njoko Ekpa, Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Nigeria, and the de facto government in the Biafran homeland. When you read this report coming from a very reputable press in the United States, and the name that is being mentioned there today that is making the Biafran struggle to go to the highest level is Master Simon Ekpa, the Biafran government. Note that it is not only that they are talking about Biafra. It is not only that they are talking about Biafra independence. The fact remains that the name that is being mentioned is the name of our Prime Minister, Mr. Samuel. Sorry. That is the name on the front line. That is the name on the front line. So the restoration of Biafra we're talking about is not just like some, it's not by it, there is no other person that is bringing Biafra to the highest level today except the Prime Minister, Mr. Samuel. And it has gotten to a stage where the international media is now writing about it. They are writing about it. The Washington Independent News is writing about it. This is one of the reputable news firms we have in the DC. And I bet you when you see this kind of information coming on the international stage, there is no other thing to talk about than to know that the time has come. The time has come. It doesn't matter how they pretend. And they went along to explain more for those who think that they have not been following up. You think they have not been following you. To show you that they've been following you, they went ahead to explain. The final result of the referendum will be announced at the convention organized by the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, which will be held in Lahti, Finland, from November 29th to December 3rd, 2024. The referendum question which Biafran people both in the homeland and in the diaspora are voting on is, do you approve this proposed declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra? This is the question we ask. To re-establish the lost sovereign nation of Biafra from Nigeria, which will be called United States of Biafra, USB. This referendum is being observed by different parties around the world due to its implication on global geopolitical issues. When we talk about the importance of the self-referendum, some of you think we are just making words up. Some of you think we are just gossiping. Some of you think we just talk because we want to talk. Whatever we say is exactly how we see things. Whatever you hear us say today is exactly the truth and nothing but the truth. If you are not taking the Biafran government serious, the time has come for you to begin to take the Biafran government serious. And the earlier you begin to take the government serious, the earlier you realize yourself and know what you are supposed to do. You're welcome, my brother Ndode. Thank you for joining, Ndode.
Good morning, my brother.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
You're welcome, my brother. Go ahead and say hello to Biafrans and speak about later.
Biafrans, good morning. Wherever you are watching from, morning, good afternoon, good evening. I greet every one of you in the name of Biafra.
You say?
My brother, I appreciate you. It's been a while now. I've not been able to come online. I want to use this opportunity to appreciate our ever Prime Minister for the good work he's doing. A lot of propaganda is going on now.
Yeah.
So the thing is that let's not be distracted. Let's keep focused. A lot, more of propaganda will still come.
Of course.
I encourage everyone to keep the focus. Be focused. And it was born a CK candidate. As
Yes.
it's getting tougher now, you know that we are closer. You know. So
Yes.
let nobody lose hope. Let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful. Prime Minister said that hope is a powerful tool. According to Mandela, said that hope is a powerful tool. So let's keep hoping that one day, all I know is that After December 2nd, things will never remain the same again.
Never.
Things will never remain the same after December 2nd. I'm very, very sure of that. You know. So, my brother, I appreciate you. Just keep on whatever you are doing. You have any information about when our national team will be playing the football? You have any information about that?
I'm going to confirm it. I will confirm it. Hopefully by tomorrow, when I'm broadcasting tomorrow, I will put out the information tomorrow.
Okay, okay. I don't know if they will, I don't
the
know if they will
update will
stream it live.
continue to. Huh?
I don't know if they will stream it live. That will get
Of course, once the time comes, we in the media will get the information. As soon as we get this information, we're going to stream it live and make sure that people get it. If there's a network that's going to cover it, we're going to announce it and announce the channel where you can go and watch it. Or we can equally help and bring it.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Just keep in touch, follow our Prime Minister on his platform, and follow our platforms. You get the update as it comes.
All right. Airborne.
Airborne, thank you. So, my fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone that is joining. We are moving on and we are going to a different level. Gone are the days when we are talking on the local level, now we are on the international level, making waves and speaking to people that matters across the world. That is where we are today. So if you don't know that, you better know. Nothing is going to stop the restoration of Biafra. So as I was reading on the report that is coming all the way from the United States on international media, I continue the reading. It says, in the first round of voting, which began in February 2024, a total of around 30 million votes were tallied. The second round brought that figure to 40 million, while the third round, which will run until November, has amassed over 50 million votes, agreeing for the creation of the independent Biafra state, says Emma. So they have been following up all the things that we, sometimes when we come online and we talk, when you see our Prime Minister broadcast on his post, you think it's just a joke. You think that he's catching fun, he's doing it for fun. And some of the idiots they are still saying that he's working for the Nigerian government. International media are reporting the success we have made and telling everybody to put eye on Biafra independence. And when they come for when the delegates will come, I bet you during the convention, some international media are going to be there to cover it. After this convention that is coming, then Nigeria will understand. They will understand that we are not for joke. He said, the third round, which will run until November, has amassed over 50 million votes agreeing the creation of independent Biafran state. EPA says. The government in exile says that 50 million votes is an impressive turnout, as the total Biafran population is estimated at around 70 to 80 million. Of course, because the zoo has no data, and we have not conducted any census to be able to ascertain the actual number of Biafrans that we have. Everything in the zoo is approximation. So based on their own word, they say it is 70 to 80 million. So, but on our self-referendum, we have gotten more than 50 million already that has voted, still counting. So after independence of Biafra, then we can be able to conduct a referendum with our data and be able to know the number of people we have and our population. So, unfortunately, there is little information about the true population size of Biafra. You see, they know already, as the region has been historically disenfranchised by the Nigerian census in the aftermath of the Civil War. That is true. There is also a large diaspora population of Biafra due to the persecution of the Igbo people. Biafra dominant ethnic group and the third largest in Nigeria. Very true. This information is in the world space, and the whole world is now getting the picture of what the Biafrans are going through. And I bet you, after our convention, it's going to be a different ballgame. Currently, the Biafran region is under siege from the Nigerian state, where there are forceful disappearance of innocent Biafrans, destructive checkpoints, and ongoing persecution. As Prime Minister Eba, this is exactly the situation in Biafra land today, why we must hurry up the exit. Why nothing will stop us from exiting. This is forceful disappearance of innocent Biafrans. It is still happening even as we speak, as we are holding this program. Forceful disappearance of Biafrans is happening. You saw in our program the other day when we were doing fundraising, somebody was calling from the prison. On this program, somebody was also connecting from the prison. These are Biafrans. They have not committed any crime. The only crime they committed is that because they are Biafrans. On my program, some people have called from prison. So many of them have spent 7, 10, 15, 20 years in prison without any trial. Not because they committed any crime. They have not committed any crime just because they are Biafrans. They identify as Biafrans. And because they identify as Biafrans, they have been mounted up for death. And the zoo is doing everything possible to make sure that they lose their life. It is sad, but that is the situation in Biafra land. That is the situation. But how long shall we continue to agree to allow this to happen? How long? For how long will we continue to allow this madness to continue? How long? How long shall we continue to pretend that all is well when we know that everything is against us? Nothing is well. How long? The destruction of Biafra land and the persecution is so much that we can no longer keep silent. Never. Following the formal announcement of the result, the Biafran Republic government in exile will produce a legal document that codifies the referendum's result, indicates the Biafran people's consent for the Biafran government in exile to continue diplomatic engagement on their behalf and serve as a declaration of the restoration of an independent state of Biafra. This is where it comes in. Now they begin to understand. When Mazen Nandekano talked of mandate, Mazen Nandekano say, I will not declare Biafra until I get the mandate from Biafran people. He went ahead to say, I will not tell you how I will get that mandate. When the time comes, you will know. Today, we have come to that stage. The self-referendum that have been conducted successfully by the Biafran people is giving their mandate to Biafra, giving their mandate to Biafran government. That is what it means. That is exactly what it means, giving their mandate to Biafra. That is why the word in that self-referendum says, the word says, it says, do you approve this proposed declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra? This is the question you have on the rest. If you have the self, if you have it, go and look at it. Oh my God. Shit. Sorry for the obstructions. It's really a bad day, you know. Very, very bad day. One obstruction or the other. This is what made me to come online late, and the obstruction has continued. I hope I will rectify it before tomorrow. So many obstructions and attacks coming from all angles. But we must continue. We must continue. We will never give up. No matter the obstacles, we will never give up. So as I was saying, my beloved brothers and sisters, so if you have read, if you have been able to read the question that was asked on the self-referendum form, you will understand what I'm saying. The question says, do you approve this proposed declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra to re-establish the lost sovereign nation of Biafra from Nigeria, which will be called the United States of Biafra, USB? That is the question. And you now say yes. So among people who have voted, about 50 million plus people that have voted, these people said yes. And that yes is to give their consent to the Biafran government to fight for them. That very consent they gave will be cemented and made as an official document in Finland during this convention. This convention, when there is, after the result have been called, the official result have been called, with in the presence of the whole world and some dignitaries that are going to be there, it will now become an official document, a mandate given from Biafrans to the Biafran government to defend them. Remember, it is not enough to say all hail Biafra online. It is not enough to say, I want Biafra, I want Biafra, I want Biafra. No. It is not enough for you to just come and say, oh, I want to be Biafran, I'm a Biafran, I'm fighting for Biafra. It is not enough to say, oh, Mazin Nandekano is a leader. Oh, we are 1 million supporting Mazin Nandekano. The world will need a legal document to show that the Biafran people are standing and they are united in the request for their freedom. Today, more than 50 million people have given that mandate. And that is what this international media is writing here. It says, following the formal announcement of the result, which will be made in Finland, the Biafra Republic will produce a legal document that codifies the referendum's result, indicates the Biafran people consent for the Biafra Republic government in exile to continue diplomatic engagement on their behalf and serve as a declaration of restoration of an independent state of Biafra. This is one of the most important achievements that will be made in Finland, Latin. So wherever you are, in case you do not know, I hope you are paying attention. The self-referendum that we have just conducted, it will be cemented and be made a legal document in Finland. That is why it is very, very important. I told you that in the pursuit of the restoration of Biafra today, we are doing everything in a legal way. There is nothing that is done in an illegal way. No mago, no shortcut. Everything is following a legal procedure. And we will continue to follow that legal procedure until Biafra exits completely. That is what we have said. You're welcome, my beloved brother, Innocent. Can you hear me, Innocent? It's like your
good morning.
Network is up. Good morning.
The network,
you're welcome.
The network is very bad this morning.
You're welcome, my brother. Go ahead and speak to Biafrans.
Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
About referendum. Yeah.
Yeah.
The referendum, I believe that many Biafrans have not, because I believe in Anambra State, I have not seen any place where they stage people. This other hosts like where people will be on the queue and they are voting. But in Anambra State, I'm not seeing something like that. So I believe that many people have not voted on this so that people can vote. Because we know we are more than 100 million. As far as Biafra is concerned, we are more than 100 million in Nigeria. So that's what I want to shift. Let us do something in a way that people can be able to vote. Many people do not know anything about this referendum. But I say all these old women we know, they don't know anything about it. Especially in Anambra that. But you know, in other Anambra State, I have not heard anything about that. So I believe let us do something about it so that people can vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your concern. But I want you to know that Biafrans across board have known about the self-referendum, and those who are voting on the ground, the de facto government in the homeland is doing everything possible to get in touch with others. And you know that because we are still under the zoological republic terrorist governments, the voting is being done, organized by the government in homeland, and they are doing it in a very secured way. It is not something that is done in the open or with an open announcement. They take their time to organize people and do it. And every state in Biafra land, the de facto government, the administrator in charge of the state, they know how they are organizing and they do it one after the other. So if your state have not gotten it, if you feel that your state don't have enough evangelism, you can evangelize by yourself, and all you have to do is to make sure you get in across to your administrator. Every state have their own administrator. Every state, among the 40 states of Biafra, there is an administrator managing the affairs in Biafra land. But the most important is that it is not being made in the open, because we are dealing with monsters. We are dealing with people who don't have human feeling. We don't want to endanger the life of all Biafrans. We don't want to lose any Biafra. So the de facto government in the homeland is taking time, conducting the referendum the best way they can, and with security to make sure that our people are secure. As for information, information is going across board. 50 million votes have already cast, and we know that it is not everybody that will be able to cast the vote. There are still some people who cannot be able to have access to vote because of the situation of things and because of the security problems. Some people will not be able to participate. But for the fact that we have gotten the number we want, a time will come when the referendum will conduct again, when the recensus will be conducted, everybody will be involved. But for now, wherever you are, just keep in touch, be focused, keep your ears open, get across to your de facto government. If you can reach out to the de facto government, they will let you know how you can be able to vote on the ground. If you cannot be able to vote on the ground, the link is still open. The link to vote is still open. There are many of us online who are willing to help people vote. People who have not voted, all you need to do is submit your documents, your name and all that. Then people around will help you to fill the forms. And those in the homeland are doing theirs with concrete information and having security at the back of their mind. So all hope is not lost. We are making a serious progress. And as it stands now, based on what I have read here, the report that is coming from a media in the United States, this report is a very strong report. They are reporting about what we are doing and how successful we have been. And for the fact that the Biafran have gotten more than 50 million votes, it is not a joke. After the convention in Finland, we will now generate a document that will certify that the Biafran people have given their mandate to the government to go ahead and exit from the zoo. That is why this convention is very, very important. And I thank Chukwu that today it is not about us talking online. International media are now paying attention. And by the special grace of Chukwu, victory is ours. That is why I am reading this very wonderful piece that they wrote. This wonderful piece that they took their time and wrote. It is not easy for an international media to go that length and begin to talk. When you begin to see them report Biafra in this manner, you know that we have but a little time to spend in the zoo. We are going, and nobody is going to stop it. Thank you, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for that concern. I appreciate you for your contribution. And the fact remains that we will continue to evangelize. Everybody on your own way, continue to talk to people around you those who have access to get to the ground and go to the places and make the vote should be there. If you cannot be able to go there because of security reasons, you can do it online. If you can't be able to do it, all the same, we have gotten the number and more are coming. More people are voting. We are going. Nothing is going to stop us. Nothing. Let us continue evangelism on our own. Everybody will get involved. There is no state in Biafra land that vote is not coming out. Vote is coming out from everywhere. Just as you have heard it, anybody that is close to you will hear it. Some will pretend they didn't hear. All we need to do is to pass that message, and I bet you, my brother, we are going.
Thank you, Mr. Shoes.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Football team, have they played the match?
Go on, speak, my brother.
I said the Biafran team, have they played the match?
No, they've not played the match yet. I'm going to check. I think I've not gotten the update. I will check on the platform from our Prime Minister. Once I get the update, I will announce it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Once, if it's going on, our Prime Minister will equally announce it, and we'll surely get the video by God's grace.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother. So, following the announcement of the result as they wrote, that from the announcement of the result you're going to hear in Finland, the Biafra Republic Government in Exile will produce a legal document that codifies the referendum result, indicates the Biafran people's consent for the Biafra Republic Government in Exile to continue diplomatic engagement on their behalf, and serves as a declaration of restoration of an independent state of Biafra. It is going to be massive. All eyes on Biafra. The whole world is paying attention. The whole world is paying attention. What I am reading here is what an international media in the United States wrote. You can check it up by your own self. Not just that I'm reading it, you can check it up by yourself. You can check it and you can read for yourself. The Washington Independent News. The Washington Independent News. That is where I am reading from. Washington Independent News. So it is no longer a made-up issue. It is something that the whole world is paying attention to. And they continue to write. According to EPA, the Biafra Republic of Exile is taking a three-pronged, multi-dimensional approach towards Biafra independence. The first approach is political, via the referendum, which seeks to exercise the Biafran people's right to self-determination and their recognition of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. The second approach is diplomatic, where the Biafra Republic Government in Exile build relationship with various international entities with the goal of recognizing an independent Biafra state. The Biafra Republic of Exile has recently partnered with a lobbying firm in Washington, D.C., as well as met with several members of the U.S. Congress. With this relationship, EPA aims to educate global decision makers about the importance of supporting an independent Biafra as a solution to stability in African Sahel region. With the U.S. changing administration next year, it's important to raise the Biafran issue due to the wider implication in the region and throughout emerging Africa. Now you understand and you see how important the restoration of Biafra is. It is not just for us. It is going to affect the whole world. It's going to affect Africa as a whole. As you see the zoo continue to engage in atrocities, as you see the zoo continue to disobey international law, as you see the zoo continue to dehumanize and terrorize their people and the world at large, the only solution to stop them is Biafra. It is clear. The solution to stop them is Biafra, and we are offering them that solution. The Biafran people have dedicated themselves to make sure that they create that the end to that very destruction and obstruction that is coming from the zoo. Meanwhile, the third approach is self-defense, which protects Biafrans in the homeland from persecution and terrorist attack launched by various groups that seek to block the independent movement. Now you see, when we are talking about self-defense, or when we are talking about the Liberation Army, some of you are even scared to support the Liberation Army. You are scared to talk about it. There is nothing to be scared about. There's nothing to scare. The world know what we are doing, and they know that what we are doing is the right thing. Look at what they are writing. And what they're writing is what our Prime Minister explained, the reason why we are using the Liberation Army to defend ourselves, the reason why we have engaged on self-defense. It is written boldly. So why are you afraid? The Liberation Army of Biafra that you have seen on videos, on pictures, and everywhere, on the ground, for those who are in Biafra land, international communities know that that is the right of the Biafran people to go, to defend themselves. Self-defense is the right of every human being. Nobody can stop you from engaging in self-defense. You don't allow anybody to take away your self-defense from you. It is your right. It is your right, and that is why we are taking up that right today. The third approach is self-defense, as it was written here, which protect Biafrans in the homeland. The self-defense is to protect Biafrans in the homeland from persecution and terrorist attack launched by various groups that seek to block the independent movement. There are so many of them. Terrorists in uniform and off uniform. Their mission is to stop the independence of the movement of Biafra. That mission that they want to stop is going to swallow all of them. And that is what is exactly happening. He went on to read and he said, even before, after the civil war, the Igbo people have been marginalized in Nigeria. And there has never been an Igbo president since the end of the war in 1970. Despite being the third largest ethnic group in the country. Eba says, people in Biafra do not feel safe. We don't feel safe, not at all, not at all. Is there any Biafra that feels safe? If you feel safe, please write on the comment section and tell us that you are safe. If you are a Biafran and you feel safe in Nigeria, write it at the comment section. The world is watching. They will see it. If you know you are a Biafran, you are a genuine Biafran, and you say you feel safe in Nigeria, write in the comment section and say, I am safe in Nigeria. Let's see where you are coming from. An incident of violence in the region continues to rise. It is rising. Even as we are speaking, the violence is increasing. Through the referendum, the Biafran people are exercising their right to self-determination. With the international recognition of an independent Biafran state that will cater to the need of the people, there will be a change of stability and prosperity in the region, allowing the people of the United States of Biafra and Nigeria to live in peace. That is what we are pursuing. We want a situation where we can live in peace, side by side with our neighbors. Of course, we are still going to be neighbors with the Dudua people, or if they choose to become Nigeria with the Nigeria people, we'll become them. We'll still be neighbors. We'll still be neighbors. And we'll live at peace, respecting each other's border. Respecting each other's border. We'll live at peace, side by side. That is what we're looking for. We don't want in a situation where kidnapping will become the order of the day, where the borders will left porous, where you will not even know who is your countryman and who is not your countryman. We have crossed that stage. We can no longer be part of those kind of entity anymore. That is why Biafrans today, they are fighting on different fronts. That is why today we are saying enough is enough. That is why today we are rising up. And anywhere you are in Biafra land, you must rejoice, for that time has come. Everything we have been doing, all the effort we have put together is now bearing fruit. Is now bearing fruit. And the world is getting the information straight. That is why all their media, both the Times and Vanguard, is carrying. They said The pro-Biafran group has said that nothing can stop the actualization of Biafra independence. Nothing that some global communities have assented to the aspiration. Of course, the global community have already assented. Nothing will stop it. Nothing will stop it. And there is one very beautiful piece. A beautiful piece that is coming from Ambassador Tobonegi. Ambassador Tabonagi. It's a breaking news. He said, one of the most respected diplomats in the United States and the former United States Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs under President Trump stated, is Nigeria trying to be the North Korea of Africa for considering the death penalty for innocent children, protesting the cost of living for a United States diplomat of Ambassador Negi prestige to compare Nigeria to North Korea is a game changer. Nigeria being referred to as the North Korea of Africa is a paradigm shift in DC, an achievement which our lobbies brought. Our lobbies arranged for me to virtually meet Ambassador Negi. Our Prime Minister is speaking. He has met with this ambassador virtually. Former United States Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs under President Trump before, met with our Prime Minister and they spoke virtually. And today the man is referring to Nigeria as North Korea of Africa. Every one of us saw the children they lined up and they were charging for treason, literally presenting them for execution. And the world was outraged. And because of this write-ups you are seeing from important personalities, important decision makers in the United States, that is why today they are running helter-skelter. They have run and they went and released those children. It doesn't matter whether you release them or you don't release them, your name have entered into that very black book. Our lobbies arranged for me to virtually meet with Ambassador in July of this year. July, our Prime Minister met with this man. Yes, to discuss Biafra and the Biafra revolt government in exile. I want to thank our lobbyists for educating Ambassador Nagi and other decision makers in Washington, D.C. Our lobbyists have successfully achieved delegitimization of Nigeria state with many key U.S. government officials. We will now work with our lobbyists to achieve recognition of our new state after December 2nd, 2024. You have to expect the recognition coming. The recognition is going to come. The recognition is going to come, and it's going to come in a very heavy manner that you can't ever imagine. And wherever you are, as a Biafran, you must prepare for what is coming. Do not be deceived. You're welcome, my beloved brother Christian. Thank you for joining. Sorry for keeping you for a little while. I'm having a little problem with my system today, so I just have to rush it up and do what I have to do. You're welcome, my brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Brother Chus. Good morning, brother. I was just wondering, yeah, because I put a super chat for you. I don't know, it didn't show. Oh, have you seen it?
I didn't. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I think I've seen it now. The system is really giving me a big problem today, so I wasn't able to. Do so many things. I was really supposed to come online, but I had to force myself to come. I will rectify it by tomorrow. I think I've seen your. I've seen it. Thank you so much, my brother. I've seen it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the effort. You are doing well. So it's a little token appreciation for the effort because we need the effort.
Thank you so much.
We need it so badly. So you meant no. So obviously, yeah, for me, I've been a little bit busy. I was away also to see my people in Netherlands, you know. So sometimes my schedule, you know, but whenever I'm able, I just come in and you know, put things together. We thank God for everything, and we are marching on. I just saw, I think you are discussing generally on the same issue where, you know, just the same sensitization and So, but what I saw yesterday was it was for me. Seriously, you probably must have seen it because this morning I was in a Van program briefly. You know, in the morning, Van doesn't have enough time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the about 1, 2 or 3 minutes, so he told me that they've also dealt with the topic, the very issue, because I suppose you know this the Yoruba guy Kunle Olawumi, you know him?
Kunle Olawumi.
Yeah, the one that is the one, the naval commodore, retired now.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago,
I've dealt with the program also. I did it. Was it the day before yesterday or so? I've dealt with it. I played the full video and I analyzed it from beginning to end.
Good, because well, that's what Van told me also, that he has also dealt with it. Because you see, the thing is, 3 years ago, right? He made an expose because he is an insider, as a commodore in the naval. I think that is the highest ranking position in the Navy, right? So he knew a lot. 3 years ago, he made this revelation, and fast forward, that same thing you can call prediction or prophecy. Oh, 1 minute, brother.
Okay. So, my fellow Biafrans, that is where we are. It's on general sensitization. Just like my brother was saying, it's one of those things, you know, so many things that have been said about Nigeria. All those are confirmation that there is no sensible person on this planet Earth that will support that the zoological republic of Nigeria will continue to exist. Nigeria poses a threat to everybody. It poses a threat to international community. It poses a threat to Africa. It poses a threat to indigenous people in the contraction called Nigeria. It doesn't matter how you continue to pretend. No matter how you continue to pretend, it's not going to change anything. Nigeria is a threat to the world. And the earlier we understand that, the better. Go on, my brother. You're welcome back.
Yeah. So really, like I was saying, 3 years ago, he made this revelation. And it also happened that I think it was last week or two, thereabout, that everything he was saying was like coming to fruition, in the sense that they now they want to change the status of a Sharia law in Nigeria, you know. So I think Channels TV probably invited him back.
Yes.
So they invited him, and this time he came with even a bigger bombshell, much bigger. And I'm like, wait a minute, well, Jesus Christ. I don't know if he's in Nigeria, or if he's outside Nigeria, or if he's in Nigeria. Huh?
He's not in Nigeria. He's not in Nigeria.
No wonder. You know, because like I said, I know Nigeria so well. It's like I read Nigeria like a book. I know they are very predictable. Now, after the 3 years revelation that he made, he was threatened and he was invited by the SSS or whatever. So he probably left the country, because what he said this last maybe 2-3 days ago, thereabout, if he was in Nigeria, I don't see how he'll be saying that, but in my mind, I was like, okay, if he's in Nigeria saying it, could it be that because his brother is in charge now, that is Tinubu, that we give him the leverage to say a thing like that? But on the other hand, that maybe he's outside the country. I didn't know that. Now you are confirming it, because he said a lot. He said, let me tell you, if he was in Nigeria and he said a thing like that, and they're holding Nnamdi Kanu, that is travesty on his own, because what this guy said, he says, what Nnamdi Kanu has been saying all along. The only thing Nnamdi Kanu did was to form a defense force to protect his people from being massacred, which is but normal and natural for any normal human being to do. But what Kunle said, geez, man,
this time he made it clear. He made it clear that the only solution is break up.
Exactly.
He said Islamization must happen. Not maybe. He said not maybe.
You know, there's something I've always been saying for a very long time now. I've been saying it on your program many times, on Vam and Ogo. I say that, look, that these people, they've adopted that belief system that we have the clock, they have the time.
Exactly.
So therefore, it doesn't matter if it's 10 years from now, if it's 20, if it's 50, they are so committed to it. There's no in between. It's just about Sharia and Islam. Nothing comes in between. Not development, not taking care of their region or their children who are languishing, Amajiri everywhere. They don't care about, all what they care about is to make sure the entire Nigeria is captured. So this Akule was saying that even though the bill did not pass this last time, but it's going to pass eventually because they will do the needful. Exactly. They run Nigeria on behalf of the British. This guy touched everywhere, every angle. He said everything. He said that the British, and these are the things we personally, from my secondary school days, I knew this country. I knew everything. I knew that the British own Nigeria. They run it, the Fulani run it on their behalf. And it's a quid pro quo system that is running in Nigeria. I do this for you, and you do this for me. That is what is happening. Access to oil and gas in Biafra land. That is the quid pro quo that they had. While on the other hand, we let you take over Nigeria and Islamize it, turn it into Islamic country. That is what is going on. And the good thing is that this could touch every area. I was baffled. I was completely baffled by the fact that he touched everything. He said that the British, people say French, this and that. The British are unbelievably subtle. When you hear the word Great Britain, it's not just a mere word. It didn't just come like that. Great Britain. Exactly. You know. Now, for me, right, I have my takes on this whole thing when it comes to Britain. You know, so you can say this or say that, but there's a way I look at things, right? Because in life, that is why, again, when I look at people like the Nnamdi Azikiwes of this world, and many of the Nnamdi Azikiwes that exist this very day, I look at them and say their level of ignorance or naivety or selfishness, self-centeredness, that is a major problem. Because, first of all, charity, they say, begins at home. If you cannot fix your home, you cannot fix outside. I'm telling you the truth. You cannot accept, and you cannot expose yourself and thinking that the world is just black and white. No, it's not. You have to get yourself fixed from home. Then when you're okay from home, then you can do something on the outside. As you go, oh, Zik of Africa, Africa is not a monolith. Nigeria is not monolith. You have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody's going to take care of you. That is the situation that eventually evolved, and that is the situation we find ourselves as Biafra. And that is why, thank goodness, we are fighting to get out of the mess, because it's a big mess. Ojukwu saw it. As young as he was, he knew it, that something has to be done. Though it was not successful then, but it's not ended, and we're getting there now. Because I tell you, look at the level of not just marginalization, that is just like you become some kind of pack of cards to be played. When Yoruba person enter there, he will appoint you, give you mandates on what to do, what not to do, stuff like that. A Fulani enter. So they continue to show you because you fail to understand how the world works, how humanity functions. Then you got yourself exposed. You put yourself in a position where you become a pawn to be played around by everybody. That is very unfortunate. That is what the Ahmadu Bellos of this world, they start speaking from time immemorial about themselves. They are people to develop their people. You say one Nigeria. Nigeria is not one, never has been and never will. Kule said it.
Even they themselves said it that we are not one.
Exactly.
Ahmadu Bello said it. Okay. He said it by himself. We are not one. We can never be one. They know.
So are you going to force people to be one when they are not? What kind of, there's no science or experimentation that has been able to make day and night to coexist. Never, never, never. There's no any form of scientific experimentation that will make oil and water to coexist. When you put them together, you see them separate each other because they are not meant to be. So Kunle said it. He said that we are not one. That the North are different people, that the South are different, and that the British know it. And that, oh my goodness, the guy said, oh my word. You know what? If sometimes I look at it, I say, These are like people who are condemned already. Because if not, this issue should be trending everywhere now. People should be speaking to it. What do we do moving forward? Because anything outside of that is just a fiasco. Anything outside of discussing Nigeria now, it's a waste of time. It's never going to work.
Complete waste of time.
So, like I said, yeah, when they finally asked him, so what is the solution? He said that the solution is these people are different. We are different. He said South are different.
Completely different, and we can never be the same.
That's why I begin to wonder, is this guy in Nigeria saying this, or is it because his brother is in charge now? Because I tell you what, bro. I thank you, Kabiama, that Peter Obi was not the one that gave this presidency. Because Peter Obi is Jonathan 2.0. The Azikiwes of this world, they lack the ball. They don't have ball. They lack backbone. They can't. What? So if you look now, you see that the Lagos boys, mostly they are Fanny Ferrez. You know, their Fanny Ferrez are the Yoruba. The Ayo Adebanjo and the rest of them. There's something cooking. Nigeria Agulao is finished. I'm telling you. Let them do. Because this the tax bill that they are introducing, they're against it, majorly against it. But of course, they have some in the South too, who, because of, as usual, they will bribe and pay off and get people. And so, but this tax bill is aimed at sort of pushing towards federalism, which they doesn't want. They don't want restructuring. They don't want regionalism. They just want the status quo to remain because it favors them. The status quo favors them, where the tax and VAT, which they don't contribute to, but they participate in the sharing, and they get more larger share because they created their own constituencies and their local government and everything, so they get more. And anything that doesn't favor that, they fight against it. Now they try to bring it down. Tinubu has insisted that it should not be taken out. You are aware of that, right? So the bill was struck out, but Tinubu push it back that it should be, but the thing is, this Kunle said a lot. The Islamization of Nigeria, he hits every point, every angle on this agenda.
Before that guy came, before they brought that Kunle, I think I'm not sure. Maybe you are in the program here where I played that is 3 years ago program. I played it, and the day I did that program, I was praying that they should bring him. I was asking Channel, why don't you bring this man back? Let's hear what he has to say now. I did that program, after 3 days, then I saw that video. I saw the program on Channel. They invited the man again.
Yeah, okay. Was it when they introduced the Sharia bill in the House that you said that you were saying they should bring him back, eh?
Yeah, when that Sharia bill, then I did a program with that his 3 years ago video.
Yes.
I brought it back. I did a program with it.
Yeah.
Then I was wishing that they should bring this man back and interview him.
Exactly. So the guy,
and they definitely brought him.
They brought him, exactly. So it was like I told you so kind of moment, a prophecy fulfilled kind of moment. So Chamberlain is one of the journalists, who I think is also a Biafran. Okay. So, but the thing is, like I said, if these people were not like people who are caused, this should be a topical issue going on in the country now. How a guy 3 years ago,
this is supposed to be the topic that will be on the heart and mind of everybody. Every media is. You see the way they are talking about these children that we are showing. These children that
everywhere.
That is how they are supposed to be talking about that attempt to smuggle Sharia law into the law.
Even more, it should be talked about more because it's more severe because it's something that is capable of destroying everybody. The needful has to be done.
Everybody, sinking everybody. It will sink everybody.
Yeah, you know that.
Look at how they are not even reporting it anymore. Only once they mention it, nobody's talking about it.
That is to tell you that there is something bigger than you can ever imagine going on. And you know what? Like I said, the Kule, Jesus Christ, he touched every angle. You know another angle that he touched? He said that these people you see, this Sharia proponent you see in that house pushing the bill, They are being used by bigger organizations. These Islamic banks you see in Nigeria.
Absolutely.
He mentioned the banks. Some of these banks are sponsored by Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and some of these Islamic countries who want to use
all
Nigeria.
Those no interest bank that our governors go and borrow money. Governor of Enugu State have gone there.
Exactly.
Governor of Abia State have gone there. Governor of Imo State have gone there.
Yeah, I was going to say that you see that Abia State guy, we keep an eyes on him because you see that guy, Alex Oti, him and Sanusi, you know Sanusi, the former central bank. He's another very strong Sharia proponent. It's a crusader.
Absolutely.
And he's a very close friend to Alex Oti. So they probably is that Islamic banks that they, I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on them because those things Oti is doing, probably is being used to infiltrate by bringing this Arab money there to invest. And
you see one thing, people don't pay attention. Do you remember when Goodluck removed Sanusi?
Yeah.
The money that Sanusi stole that time, he used it and invested in a bank.
Yeah.
One of those banks is the banks that is borrowing money today to the governors in the north and some of the governors.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was why Jonathan revealed it during the Jonathan time when he had a problem with Sanusi. That was one of the things that was revealed. The money he stole. He was stealing money from central bank, stealing money from Nigeria, and investing it in that
Islamic bank. Islamic bank, yeah. This is what I'm telling you, bro. You see, these people, Jesus Christ, these guys, they mean business. And when Kule said that, look, that they will find a way. They will find a way.
They will find a way to bring it in.
They will never relent. Though the bill was stepped down.
The guy was very blunt. He was very blunt. He said the only thing is to go yourself. He said the least you can do is regional government. But the best is everybody to go into way.
Exactly. That is the least you can do. But the best is go your separate way. Let them go and practice whatever they want to practice. It's as simple as that. Why is it so hard for them? So these people, so they have more or less they are conquerors. They want to conquer people. In this DNA, in this 21st century, you want to conquer over 100 million people, including the Yorubas. Incredible. So you see that the Sanusis of this world, the Dangotes of this world, and the Sultan of Sokoto, they are all in it. All of them, they are in it. I'm telling you the gospel truth.
Exactly.
This is we know. Right. It's unfortunate that one, we don't have the big mic to spread the news, but also, but we personally, we study these things. We know what's going on. We know it was Babangida in that year that he quoted that took Nigeria and put them into Islamic organization because they want to Islamize Nigeria. You see, and Kule mentioned that. So my goodness, he laid down completely everything. So you see that some of these are people, they've sold us. Some of these are our governors. They already betrayed, they sold their land, they sold their conscience, they sold their soul, they bought into it, collecting money from Islamic banks just to make it easier for the Islamization agenda. Whether they do it consciously or unconsciously, well, they are involved in it. And but we can only thank God that, man, this whole thing really, I'm like, I keep pinching myself. This thing that Kule did, because if he was an Igbo man, people will say, yeah, Biafra. You know what I mean? But this is a Yoruba man. If he was an Igbo man or a Biafran, they will say, yes, they are saying this. But this is a Yoruba man telling you what is going on, has been going on. They all know these things. Buhari was there all this year, 8 years, committing treasonous offense. Everybody keep quiet. Pushing to quiet. Everybody pretending like they don't know. And you have in the Niger Delta, our people, their level of cowardice and stupidity, that the clerk of this world, talking about oil that belongs to you and your people, is the northerners that are in charge of it, paying your children to be guiding it for them. Oh my goodness.
Very shameful.
It is sad and shameful. So because this interview from Kule, I think it's like 3 days ago, right? Yeah, because I saw it yesterday, but I think it was like 3 days ago. So, but the thing is, like I said, that country is I don't want to say something now that I've heard about it some years back, many years back, about the creation of Nigeria, how diabolical the creation of Nigeria was, the level of demon, Jesus Christ. So, but everything that is unfolding is showing very clearly, truly, that Nigeria was not ordinarily created. No, it was not an ordinary creation. If you go no, most people don't know. They are much more diabolical than you can ever imagine, eh?
Of course, they are.
Oyibo diabolical. Because what I heard was that 3 people were used in the amalgamation. Yoruba man, Igbo man, and Hausa man. Because these are the 3 major, all these you see, Fulani, Hausa, whatever. These are just like yesterday thing. The originally were 3 major tribe group, that formed the nation. Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. A man of these 3 was buried when he had Nyanane. I'm telling you. That is how diabolical. And that is why when you watch everything that happens, you begin to wonder, who are these? How did God create the people in this contraction? What kind of brain do they have? It's like, they're like trees now who we see that they are coming to court and they just stand there and be watching. Because everything just point, but this Kule guy, his eyes don't open so badly that it's like a man who is a rebel. He's
an insider. The man was an insider. If you go and watch that his program on 3 years ago, he first of all started that he has taken life on behalf of Biafra. He on behalf of Nigeria. He has gone for secret missions on behalf of Nigeria. He has worked for different presidents, from one president to the other, on behalf of Nigeria. So everything he's saying, he does that saying it because he had it somewhere. Most of them that are in power today, even in the military, in their forces, in the DSS, in the SSS, he knows all of them by person. He has gone to mission with them. So he knows their mindset. He knows what they are thinking. You know what they can do.
But, bro, sorry, before I forget. So what do you think that must have transpired from the 3 years of the revelation till now that he's no longer in the country? Because I told you that he was invited. When he made that revelation 3 years ago, they invited him and seized his passport. And they seized his passport then. Now, so obviously, probably he kept quiet, stayed calm, and probably secured his document, and he ran away. Well, I don't know which country where he is, but obviously he has really, wow. So obviously, he knew that his continuous stay there will put him in jeopardy, right?
Of course, that is the job he has been doing. He has done similar job for the zoo, so he knows what is coming to him. Before, even that day when he was being interviewed on channel television, they asked him, "Are you scared that your life is in danger?" He said he knows what he's doing. His life is in danger. He knows that his fellow officers will not be happy with what he's saying. But he has to say it.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago when they asked him, "Are you not afraid of your life?" He said, "Well, he said that you die today, you die tomorrow. Death is death." And he said that even if they eliminate him, there's not going to change anything on the ground. Hey, man, I salute his courage. I salute his courage.
Very courageous. There are still some people who are very courageous. There are still some.
Yeah, but the only thing is that when you are in the zoo there, it's even when you're in the zoo there, it becomes all the more difficult because when I watch the people, when they speak, you could see the apprehensiveness, you can see from their tone, the way everything, they are very apprehensive because you are in the zoo. They can come after you, So when you see some other ones, they play this game, I also see that, they are being mindful. Some of them are agents, because it's they are throwing, the zoo is throwing everything. Like, I don't know if the appointment of Bianca is probably their last straw, or
of course
or more will come, or it's another, because there's a lot going on, bro. Oh my goodness, a lot is going on in the zoo because I think she was sworn in probably yesterday or something. I don't know. Now,
on Monday yesterday.
Exactly, because one thing with me, I listen to everybody.
They made it a headline. They made it a headline. Out of the 6 people we are sworn in, but when you go and read it right off, it's only her name you'll be seeing there. Any place you see the news, you see her name.
Yeah, that is to tell you the objective, the agenda. That is to tell you because they are like I said from that first time to when she was nominated, I said that the goal here is to because she's unique because she was married to the originator, you know,
Yes.
of Biafra independence. She's married to her. So their game plan is to use her as a poster child to say to the world, especially in this foreign affairs division, to say that, yeah, this is the wife of the creator, the originator, the founder of Biafra independent movement, and he's working in
Working
alliance
under the government.
to build the country, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? They failed already, woefully. You know why? You know why? Because Bianca she's it's not everybody anybody with even have sense know that you as an individual cannot speak for over 80 million people. No, it doesn't work that way.
Even her father, even her own father, Ono, does not have that quality.
Exactly. So over 80 million people will listen to you or follow you if they think that you are doing what they want you to do. So far, these guys they are doing something for themselves, for their own personal selfish interest. Therefore, if that is the game to use Bianca to like dilute or subdue whatever in the international stage, I think he failed already. Even on arrival, he failed on arrival because
completely failed.
Yeah, because people know that over 50 million people has voted already on the online referendum program. So how do you beat that? How do you beat that? Bianca is one individual looking out for herself, you know. So if not that he was married to Ojukwu married her, what relevance? There's no relevance, absolutely nothing, you know. So, but it's obvious that no one can serve two masters. Yeah. So if she has decided to serve the zoo, well, let her serve the zoo, but you can't serve two masters because Biafra is a train that no one can stop. It's a program in the hand of Chukwu Okabiama, the maker of heaven and earth. So nobody can stop it. So that is one thing. Our people have to know that the die is cast already with these people who are working with the zoo. It's not the first time. The former foreign minister too that terrorist Buhari used was an Igbo man.
Exactly.
So he was also parading around. So the difference between that one and Bianca is the symbolism, you know. Because the symbolism that attached to Bianca because of Ojukwu, like you said, there were other people who were nominated, who were confirmed, but her own was always the one they have been talked about. So, oh Diego, my brother. Oh.
And she that they are promoting her own topic is just is not even a minister, it's a junior minister is what they gave her.
Yeah.
Junior minister.
Yeah.
But when they want to project it, you will see her name, it will be the headline.
Yeah.
It is very shameful.
Nigeria is very predictable. For some of us, they are very predictable. We know what they are doing, where they are going, what their plans are. We know, and this is what the PM has taken time to study. You know, he's a man gifted, unbelievably gifted, but people underestimate him. You know, so Nigeria is very predictable, and that's why he's sitting down hard. You know, and
our PM is very good. He's very good at rubbishing everything you throw at him. You know, when they throw the card of Bianca, they will be expecting him to run out and begin to shout on media. They were expecting all of us to go on media and begin to cry and shout and shout.
Yeah.
But the PM ignored it completely. And when he come up, he told her, "You are a politician. Go ahead with your politics. We will only focus on you. Any day you go against Biafra, then you look for trouble. We will give you the treatment you deserve. But for now, we know you're a politician. It's up to you. Make your choice. Your vote is one vote. You want to cast your vote for Nigeria? Go ahead and cast your vote."
Exactly.
So the way our PM handled it, rubbish everything they were expecting. They now see that she is of less important. She's as it stands today, there is nobody Nobody can say without you it will not happen, or because of you it will happen. Because of you it will happen. It's not going anywhere. Today, international media is reporting about our referendum. They are reporting about the restoration of Biafra. International media is reporting it, and the whole world is focusing on it. American news is reporting about the Biafra restoration, talking about our referendum that is coming.
Good.
Creating awareness.
Yeah.
Ambassadors are talking about it. And after this convention, it will be a different ball game. After the convention already, important personalities are coming. Not only Biafrans. People that matter, decision makers in the world are coming. People are coming from DC to witness.
Yeah.
And they will be a witness to make this very pursuit of Biafra legalized.
Yeah.
To make the government of Biafra legalized. Every document that will be extracted from that place will now become a legal document. After then, let me see who will come and say about 50 million plus people should come and stay under captivity. Where we have countries of this world that are only 3 million. Some countries are 6 million. Some
can you imagine? Can you imagine? Yeah.
Then you see more than 50 million asking for their freedom, and you want to stand against it.
You want to neglect it. You want to shut it. Who does that? But you see what? They don't know. They don't know the time we live in. They have absolutely no clue the time we are living in. You see, this PM and the Brgie, Biafra, there are layers. And like he said it severally, he has not even begun to do. It's like, maybe it's like when you are using gear 1 or gear 2, you still have 3 and 4 and 5 to even, So they don't know. They don't know what, they have no clue. They have absolutely no clue. So each time I talk, it's an appeal to Biafrans to, one, be steadfast.
Yes.
Because we're in a trend that is not going back, it's going forward. So be steadfast. And for them who are still asleep, whatever, make a U-turn while you can, because there's no alternative than to march forward. And it's coming. Exactly. So also we preempt, right? The American system, political system, whatever you want to call it, is not the type that now the Biafran government has already, they've penetrated unquestionably.
Absolutely.
In the Senate, in the Congress, there are people there speaking. Therefore, like I said about the different layers that the Biafran government still have, it doesn't really matter what happens in the coming election of tonight or probably tomorrow. I think it's tonight, the American election. It doesn't really matter because, because so this is what most people don't understand. It doesn't really matter who wins or who doesn't win.
Their foreign policy is one. Their foreign policy is one. It doesn't matter who becomes the president. The foreign policy remains the same.
And what is even utmost important is the fact that we have people, the lobbyists, and we already gotten people from the Congress who, it doesn't matter whether it's him or she, they've already known what is going on. And the American government will not, of course, even back then in 1967, they did not actively participate either against us or whatever, but it's even more now because they will never support. It doesn't matter who is the president, they will never be in the side of Nigeria, because everybody knows that Nigeria is a terrorist country that is going to come back eventually to hit them. If it's not tamed, if Nigeria is not tamed now that they can, it will affect everybody, every country, including Britain. By and by, it will affect them. I'm telling you the gospel truth. So obviously, we have people like Speaker Johnson and so many others, congressmen, who are now aware. And some of them say, oh, we never know these things. So all this while, the IPOB Nigeria, they were, all the millions and everything, they never do anything. They never reach out. They were just playing games, propaganda, lying, while they were building businesses and houses and hotels here and there. It's now for the first time that this thing has really touched the heart and soul of people around the world, particularly in America. So that is the good part. So that is just one layer. The other layer is that there are other gears we can get to when push comes to shove. So over 50 million people You cannot silence them. Absolutely, not the voice of Bianca or anybody can say. It's impossible. Not in this world, not in the world to come, that you will say, okay, with gun on your head, you must do. No, no, no. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work anywhere in the world. So that's why I said that the measure that this PM and the Biafra government has taken is a game changer. It's just icing on the cake. So obviously, bro, we are moving. We thank God Almighty
Of
for
course,
everything.
nothing is going to stop it. Nothing going to stop it. My beloved sister Stella, thank you so much for your support, Stella. Stella Uzoka, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you, my beloved sister. May Chukwu Okabiyama bless you wherever you have gotten it from. Chukwu Okabiyama will bless you more and more. Thank you, my beloved sister. Thank you so much. So, my fellow Biafran, just like my beloved brother have said, every one of us have to tighten our belt. Tighten our belt. More propaganda is going to come. They will never stop. If you see what happened to the Israelites, Pharaoh never let them go.
Yeah.
Pharaoh never let until he counted the 7th plague. After the 7th plague, even when he allowed them to go, he still chased them to the sea. Exactly. So if you think that the zoo will let you go without a fight, you are a joker. If you think they will let you go without a fight, you are a joker. But the good news is that we are prepared. Very well prepared, unlike before.
But bro, sorry, but you don't know where that Kule guy, you don't know where he is, right? Like which country?
I've forgotten the country. I think I will check it up. I think in that very program, there was when he was talking, he kind of mentioned where he was making that very program. There was a section where he kind of mentioned it.
Oh, really?
I will verify it again. He's not in Nigeria. He's not.
Wow.
He's not.
Probably, but not African country. Maybe. No, I mean, not.
No, he's in Europe. He's in Europe. He's not African country.
Wow. Wow.
The guy is in Europe.
Maybe.
He knows the risk. He knows this is somebody who is an insider.
Yeah.
So before he makes any move, he knows what to do and how to do and how to maneuver. Somebody who has come to confess and say, he said, I have spied people for Nigeria.
Yeah.
I have gone on secret missions. Even on that very video 3 years ago, he was even tempted to begin to mention certain things, but he heard himself.
Yeah. But you know, this is where sometimes then, yes, like I said, it's good that he's on this trajectory now. But again, this is where I begin to wonder, because if somebody tell you who them be, believe them. If somebody just tell you, because somebody like Buhari, from day one, he has shown whom he is. Buhari never hide the fact that he is a jihadist. He has never hidden it. It's there for all to see. From the beginning, he has always had that tendency for ethnic, Fulani, tribalists who believe. In fact, on one occasion, he confessed it. When he said, well, he was much younger. We were probably not born then, whatever. He said that his dream, or his hope is that Nigeria should all become an Islamic country. He said it when he was just a military guy, you know. And even when he began to get prominence and stuff, he continued to show the tendency when Fulanis are killed in Southwest. He came and confronted them. Why are you killing my people? He has always had this tendency. And
of course, he never hide his feelings. He doesn't hide it.
Yeah. So, but this Kule said that they were the people that kind of presented him to the Americans, you know. In that 3 years ago, he said that they presented that he was the right man to take over from Jonathan, right? So, but then you ask yourself, how could they not have known? Because Ndibo have known that he is a jihadist, he is an Islamic fundamentalist from the beginning. And that is why for 3 good times, he contested. But he was rejected by Ndibo because they knew whom he is or whom he was. They knew that he's an unrepentant jihadist who will do everything.
You see, that is the difference. That is the difference between we the Biafrans and these people.
Exactly.
We the Biafrans, we don't pretend about things. When we see things, we call it what it is. Exactly. It doesn't matter who is concerned. We call it what it is. But some people, even some Biafrans, there are some people who continue to believe the impossible, that is somehow magic is going to happen and things begin to change. There is no magic. Everything is practically staying. That doesn't like magic anywhere.
Yeah, well, but bro,
just like this Peter Obina, who is thinking that somehow he's going to do a magic to change Nigeria. Who the hell do you think you are?
He will never be president.
One of the good things God did for us is not to allow him to be there. If he has been there, our situation will be worse.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
It will be worse than it is today.
So the issue of this Buhari thing brings to mind the fact that when you look at some criminals who are also Igbos, you know, they say Simon Ekpa, agent provocateur, Nigerian agent, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? Again, that is that same spirit of Ndibo that they're able to know who is on their side and who is not on their side. Like 3 years ago, when Simon Ekpa came out and began to talk, and people watched, they watched his actions, his directions, his everything. Then there was also the Chike Dozem and the rest of them, and the China Samuel, so many of them, and other people. And there's one, Radio Biafra, the one, when you see them, nobody attend to them, nobody listen to them. Because the people are able to know who is on the right side and who is not, who is pretending and who is not. So Simon Ekpa did not use charm any of us, because sometimes they say they are misled. Misled who? We have brain, we have eyes, we see everything going on. What I said, somebody brainwash. Brainwash who? You are there subjugating a people, trying to, you said somebody, Nnamdi Kanu only spoke the truth about what is going on.
Nnamdi Kanu himself, he said it by himself. He said, for you to convince a Biafran to support you, you have to go extra mile.
Yeah.
You don't command respect from Biafran people. You earn it. You earn it. And once you earn that respect, they will go to you even to the grave.
Yeah.
They will follow you to grave. You don't command respect from them. You earn it. For Biafran people, you must have to earn it. Yeah. And that was what happened during the time of Simon Ekpa. While Simon Ekpa was busy earning his respect from Biafran people, some people were somewhere commanding respect.
Exactly.
They will tell you command and control. Command and control. You don't command the Biafra. You don't. Nnamdi Kanu that put that command and control was not to command Biafra. It is still discipline, not to command anybody.
Exactly.
It wasn't to command anybody. Nnamdi Kanu never commanded or forced anybody. All he had to do is to tell you the truth. You will look into it, see the consistency in him. Yeah. And he earned that respect. He earned the respect. That is why today people are ready to die for him.
Yeah.
In the same way, Simon Ekpa came in, he was not commanding anybody. You saw how he came in. He came in like another broadcaster. This is somebody who is a counselor, who has a law firm in Finland, connected to the highest level in Finland. Yet he came as an ordinary broadcaster. He was broadcasting like every other person. He started from the grassroots. He didn't introduce himself to anybody, not even to Nnamdi Kanu. He never introduced anybody. He came as an ordinary person. He began to earn his respect up to this height that he is. And once you win the respect of the Biafran people, there's nothing anybody can do. They will follow you to the grave.
Yeah.
We are not like other people. We're not like Rankadede people. Rankadede. Only one person will have it and you'll be used to share to others. Everybody have their right to pursue what they want. All you need to do is to give them reason to follow you. Yeah. Give the Biafran people reason to follow you. Once they see the reason to follow you, they will fight along with you until the last blood. They win. They will commit everything. But some people think that they can do it by force. Some think they can do it with their power. Some think that they can do it by intimidation. It will never happen. All we have to do is to pay attention to the situation, listen carefully, and follow instruction, and everything will be well. You're welcome, my beloved brother Maxwell. Good to see you, Max. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mazi Chicks. Good morning to you. Good morning to my brother Namoche in the studio. Good morning to all my beautiful Nemoches in the comment section, and those that are listening to us, my handsome Namoches in the comment section again, and those that are listening to us. I say, me chuko kikabiama, eurade yankopong. Bless all of you. Thank you so much. It's been a while. There are quite a lot of things. And then Guasila Mereke Kurewanya Bafon. So
Yes, so
that is what I am very, very proud anytime I express in my mother's Ungwa dialect. So Mereke Ekwege Wanya Ba Afon. So
oh yeah, yes, so
so that is how it is, my people. I love you all. And I pledged
love you
long
too.
time ago when Mazin Namdekano was there, even after listening, watching, hearing what our people went through, not just during the war, but before the war till today, and what we are still going through. The reason why I would have wished that I would become a missile myself. I could have done a lot of things. Or I have the resources to put one or two together and make it a bit deadlier. I could have been a different thing. I don't think I will even wait. I will even call God and ask God that this is what I want to do. If it is not your time, God, just like you extended the life of a man that found favor in the eyes of God, in the word of God, and in the book of God, extend it to me. Let me do the same thing for the Biafran people, because the suffering, the killings, the buying, the subjugation, the economic jihad, the economic strong and strict economic policies against the Biafran people is too much. It's too much. If not for the Chukwu Kikabiama that put you people and bless you with a lot of ingenuity, we could have been worse than the poorest in the world. I'm telling you the truth. But being that God is with us, He has. In fact, even in the midst of this economic subjugation, Biafran people are progressing. And that is where everything that makes the zoo what they are today comes from. That is the Biafran people. But the only thing I would like to say here today is this. Yes, there are people that don't like what we are doing, the methodology and the rest of them according to them. But I challenge them to do their own thing. As long as it gears towards the restoration of Biafra, I will support them as long as I am supporting the Prime Minister and the Biafra Republic government in exile. Whatever that you are going to do that is going to restore my mother's ancestral home, the dignity, the preservation of that land, I will support you. But anytime you are not doing anything, but the only thing you know how to do best is to criticize your own persons, is to put bridges, deadly bridges for them to fall, supporting the enemies who are also castigating them, to castigate them and to bring them down. Then you are my enemy. Anywhere I see you, I call you my enemy. What I will do to my enemy is what I'm going to do to you. I will not spare you. I won't spare you. I know my training and all the things that I acquired before. If I have the opportunity, I will not spare you. If you survive, it is only God, Chukwu Kikabiama, that takes you off from that particular point. You need to support your own. Look at the uproar that is going on in the northern part of Nigeria today, including those gullibles in the southern part of Nigeria, concerning the teenagers they arrested and charged for terrorism or for treason. Look at the uproar. Look at how they have come out. How many of you that found joy in criticizing your own brothers and sisters that are working towards the emancipation of the Biafran people from the zoo and their cohorts? How many of you have criticized the zoo when they were killing and buying and arresting our people? How many of you came out to criticize them? And even when you criticize them, what audacity do you have to challenge the criminal status quo? Did you even do anything that time when our people were rolled in the mud? when our people were illegally detained, even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped without due process of law, some of you, Biafrans, stood and knelt down and thank God that your worst enemy has been captured. What a shame. And you thought that once Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is captured, then the Biafran agitation would die. Uche mmadụ abụkwa n'ụlọ uche Chukwu. Uche mmadụ agaghị abụ uche Chukwu. You thought that that would be the end, just like the case, just like in the case of Wazirike, but it did not. God was preparing another deadly weapon, another poison that is going to be served to the zoo. And you turn around again, leaving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are now claiming Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a saint. Oh, he was not doing it the way this one is doing it. The way this poison, this big bone that has stuck in the throat of all of you that are against him and the criminal status quo of Nigeria is the same way you were criticizing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become a saint. We don't care. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains who he is, and I will honor and respect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu till the day Biafra will, and after that. The young man that has come now that have done what even we, the elderly, could not do, needs a total support. He needs an undiluted support for what he is doing. You think it's easy? You think it's easy to fight Nigeria that has, in fact, that has so many collaborators around the world that are rich, including Britain? You think it's easy to fight them? In a smaller, tiny country called Finland, it's an act of God. If you don't believe, you are doing that at your own peril. I urge every one of you, do not listen to what these people are saying. The freedom of our people must be paramount to us. That is #1 agenda in our books. The restoration of Biafra is our priority. It must be paramount to anybody that feels, that believes in Biafra and believes in freedom. These people will come as they were fighting, let them. The same will happen today. But the only thing we will do to our, those that left us, that fought and dropped the baton for us to pick up, is to continue to fight until what they started is accomplished. You have my support. You have my love. And I wish the American people and those that are lobbying for us a peaceful election, and may God help them elect someone who is going to ask these criminal people questions, these enemies of peace and liberty, that will ask them questions. That is what I pray for their great American people to do, because I believe that majority of them love freedom and they respect human rights. And the people of Finland too, I say, may please give them more strength and energy and power to stand the attacks and influences from this great criminal country that have very horrible interests, political, economic interests into this. Thank you so much. I yield here, my people.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you for that wonderful and amazing contribution. We appreciate you. I think we have another guest there. My brother, I can't see your name. Please go on and speak to Biafrans. Let's hear from you if you can hear me. Are you there, our new guest? Can you hear me, the new guest? I can't see your name here. So please, can you speak up if you're still there? Unmute yourself. Are you there? I don't think the person is ready to speak, so we go on. So my fellow Biafrans that is watching across the world, we must have to be prepared for what is coming. We are counting days. We are counting days into the declaration of the restoration of Biafra. And you already know what to expect. Every one of us already know what to expect. If you don't know what to expect, it means you have not been following our Prime Minister and you have not been following our platforms. If you are following our platforms, our Prime Minister have explained it, we have played it on our platform, we have said it and explained it to us, what to expect. Our Prime Minister have said it clearly. There are two most important things you will expect as we enter in this convention and the declaration of Biafra. The two major things is to delegitimize Nigerian government and legitimize Biafran government. To strengthen the legitimacy of Biafran government and the delegitimization of Nigerian government. That is what is going to happen. Every one of us have had for a very long time. When Mazin Nandekano talked about declaration of Biafra, he said, I will not declare Biafra until I get the mandate from the people.
Yeah.
Mazin Nandekano said in ABC. And he went ahead to say, I will not tell you how I will get that mandate, because if I tell you, you are going to truncate it or misbehave. Until when that time comes, you are going to see it. Today, when you hear our Prime Minister speak, all I want you to do is to calm your mind, remove your hatred, remove your anger, remove your jealousy, put all those things aside. Now, begin to reason like a human being and think towards the activities of our Prime Minister. As we are approaching the declaration of the restoration of Biafra, which is going to take place on the 2nd of December. It is not just that we say it for you to believe, or say it to deceive you, or say it to make you happy, or to make you angry. After telling you that Biafra is going to be declared, all you have to do is to sit back and look at the activities towards that very declaration. When you look at the activities, you are going to see what the Biafran government is doing. The three major multi-dimensional systems to restore Biafra are all active. If you come diplomatically, on diplomatic level, a lot of things are going on. The lobby group are speaking on different platforms. They are making consultation. In DC today, we have come to a stage where an organization in the United States now is speaking about Biafra. The press is talking about Biafra in the US. The lobby group have done so much that people now are making case for Biafra, and it is not a joke. Already, we have had liaison offices across the whole world to show that we can be able to interact with others, because you cannot be an island. We must have to deal with other countries and other organizations. We can't be an island. When you look at the political aspect of it, that political aspect of it is what Mazin Nandekano spoke about and said, I will get the mandate before I declare. Today, that mandate that Mazin Nandekano talked about has been delivered by the Biafran people. To our Prime Minister, Mazin Simon Eba, on behalf of Mazin Nandekano, as long as he is still with us. The self-referendum that have been conducted recorded more than 50 million people. That more than 50 million vote is not a joke. And to make that very thing ratified, legalized, on paper, not just saying it. You know, for a long time we have been saying it. Oh, 90% of Biafran people are in support. Oh, 50% of Biafran people are in support. We have been saying it verbally. It is the truth. But the word will not work with your verbal speech. Your verbal speech cannot give us Biafra. All hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, protest and take money. That will not bring Biafra. There has to be legal documents to back up everything you are doing. Today, after the declaration of Biafra, after the convention in Finland, after the pronouncement of the final result, a document will be generated that will show that Biafrans are going home. They have given their mandate to the Prime Minister under the Biafra government to restore Biafra. It will become a legal document. that you can present in any place, in any court, in any organization, as the will of the people. The will of the people will be legalized on that very day in Finland. From 29th of this month up until the 3rd of January, the event is going to kick off. If you have the opportunity to be there, don't miss it. It is once in a lifetime event. If you cannot be there, you key in, we are going to bring it live. You are going to watch it. You come to the self-defense. On self-defense, Biafrans are not sleeping. We cannot say because we are looking for Biafra, we allow the zoo to take the life of our people and their properties. We know we are dealing with Pharaoh, an unrepentant and wicked Pharaoh that will never. You see what they are doing to little children. People who want to put little children to firing squad. They want to put little children for death sentence. How much you, a grown-up person? That is why it has become very important that Biafra land will defend them. And the Liberation Army of Biafra are doing very well on self-defense on the ground. If you are a Biafran and you are not yet proud to stand on top of the roof and shout, I am a Biafran, it means you are deceiving yourself. You don't know what you are doing. There is nothing we are doing today under the Biafran government that is illegal. Everything is legal, following international law, which the zoo themselves signed up for. But for the fact, we know that the zoo is a lawless place. The zoo is a law. Even what British support in the zoo, they will not do it in their own land. What they promote in the zoological park, they will not promote it in their own land.
Yeah.
That was why Mazen Nandekano was in the United Kingdom, broadcasting for more than a decade. He was never ever invited one day by the police. We never had any day that they raided Mazen Nandekano or they invited him for anything. For more than a decade, you ask yourself why? For more than a decade, this Mazen Nandekano, whom they went to Kenya and kidnapped, he was in the UK broadcasting for more than a decade. His address is known. Everything about him is known. His broadcast is going blasting every week, sometimes 2 times, 3 times in a week. He was never invited one day by the police. There is no doubt that the UK have one of the best police in the world. And yet, he was never invited one day for questioning until finally, Mazen Nandekano arrived in Kenya. A lawless Africa, a place where everything goes. A place where you can do anything and get away with it. And you see what happened. They went and kidnapped him. Tortured him for good 8 days. Against international law, they extraordinarily returned him to Nigeria. Even in their own court. The late Muhammad Buhari said, we will not allow any political solution, that he has to pass through the law court. Pass through the process of the court. That if he is innocent, he will be let go. Today, Mazen Nandekano have passed from the lowest court to the highest court. And he won them all through. What did they do? Instead of releasing him, they brought him back to start afresh. Only in Nigeria will this kind of a thing happen. It doesn't happen in another place. So when you check this thing that happen, the world is watching. The world is watching, but they are waiting for us to take action. And now, we have come to take action. It is no longer the time to come and preach and raise flag and protest. It is the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. No man born of a woman will stop it. We are starting on the legal ground. You can't stop it. The only thing you can do is to support it. If you can't support it, go to sleep. Go and buy a thick blanket. Cover yourself up. Whether you are a Biafran or not a Biafran, if you are a Biafran, you don't want to participate, go and sleep. When we get it, you can come back and join us. No problem. Come and join us. You are welcome. And when you come, you will face the law. The law of the land will tell you what to do and how to proceed.
So, yeah, bro. I said, let me just say a few things before I go. Then I will see you some other time. Ramas, there were Ramas. So, yeah. So I also thank God that the likes of Babangidas, they are still alive to see the shame, upon themselves. Because like Kule said the other day, Babangida was the first person that took Nigeria with the aim to turn Nigeria into an Islamic country. And he's still alive today, and you see the whole plan is collapsing on their head, you know. So obviously, yeah, it's an amazing time to be alive. What is happening in the zoo, and yeah, I think they beat him more than they can chew with all their effort, all their conspiracy, using the audacity of these people. That okay, you are being pushed by the British to do this because you both agree to, I do for you, you do for me, you are in charge, you give them the access to oil and gas in Biafra land, therefore we support you in every way possible. So, a couple of months ago, that was probably late last year, that David Cameron, who was the former prime minister, then when he was foreign minister under Sunak, the former prime minister, he confessed openly that Nigeria is an Islamic country. You see how they are pushing the agenda, So you begin to wonder, but like I said, the Fulanis, how they bought into this notion that because they have this access to political power and what have you, using Islamic banks and Arab money, that they can turn more than 100 million people forcefully into Islam. These people don't believe in peace. They don't believe in live and let live, because it's as simple as that. If you're somebody, if you're not a troublemaker, if you're not a terrorist, if you're somebody who believes in live and let live, good neighbor, you won't be pushing that in this day and age. With the notion that is very clear for all to see that all they want is to take over Nigeria. They were saying it, most of them, Bala Mohammed, all these people, they were all saying it, that the whole Fulanis, anywhere they are in the region, that they have to come into Nigeria. Really? Hey. So obviously, yeah, we just thank God. Everything is unfolding. And we thank God to be alive and witness what is happening. Because even if other people have decided to sleep on it, well, that is up to Biafra was never ever going to succumb, never, because Biafra land is a special land, and he has at every given time he has raised men. God has always raised men who we do in NATO. That is why we had the Ojuku from the beginning, then the Wazirike, and the little and then Nam the Kano, and now the finisher. So, Maz, okay, say something, Maz.
Yes, you see, it wasn't Ibrahim Babangida or Badamasi Babangida. The only thing he did was to regularize it. It was a Christian. Gowon took Nigeria in 1971. Mm-hmm. I think either in Algeria or Morocco, where they had the meeting.
After the war?
Yes, 1971.
Because the war ended 1970, yeah?
70, yes, after the war. 1971. And they gave him what they call observatory. What did they call it? Observatory status. That's what they gave them.
Yeah.
They gave them a status. They were not full members. In 1986, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida now ratified it. Nigeria now is out of the 57 member states.
Just like they are trying. That is just like how they were now trying last week to ratify the Sharia law and to turn it into wow.
They are doing everything possible. You see where I shudder. In fact, I shudder to think that the entire, let me use it now, the entire old southern Nigeria, it's not serious. It's not serious. These people have been planning for many decades.
Yeah.
To make sure they begin to introduce them one after the other. They begin to introduce them one after the other, deceitfully and subtly penetrating inside. And once they take over, they use their own people to do what they want to do. Another one will come, will continue. By the time you realize, they will subtly, they will cunningly take over Nigeria if Biafra is not come that time. Whereas our people, the entire old southern Nigeria, are there fighting themselves. Who will live in a place? Who is not going to live in a place? Who will vote here? who is not going to vote here, who is this, who is fair, who is a drug baron, who is a criminal, who is a kidnapper. That is what they are busy doing within the old southern Nigeria, whereas these people are planning heavily. And you think that if not, that people go, you see, this thing could have happened. Go and listen to what Melafi Obodaya said.
Yeah.
What is stopping them? What is stopping them is Biafra. That is what is stopping them. If not, they could have taken over everywhere. Mark what I'm telling you today, because these people are training their own women and children below 7 on how to handle weapons. That is what we call weapon handling in the military. Even you as an adult, they give you the weapon right now. You may fall out on your hand. But these children are trained on how to handle weapons and expend munitions from this.
And you know, there's something that Kule said, another interesting thing. He said that they will never, that's like our generation, like if we pass away, because every generation pass away at some point. He said that our children to come, the Gen Zs, they call them, you know, they won't even care. So that is to tell you how much of staying power these Fulanis, they are ready to, even if it's 50 years, 100 years, our children will not care. They will just take over the whole place. And it's going to happen. So the only solution is to break, because it's, even if you watch, you see all these people, all these Adeboye, all these pastors, they are all, these people, they are even worse than the, you saw this GO, they call it, they are worse than this Fulani. I'm telling you the truth. Some of them, they are in cahoots. I'm telling you, for them, all that matters to them is money, make billions, have private jet here and there. You never see them talk about this. Have you ever seen like Adeboye or Kumuyi or Kokonko and the rest of them come out to support these fights? Obade Omalabia, he called that call, but none of them responded until they kill him. You see? So, my brother, not be small, oh. Yeah. Yeah.
It is well. It's well.
Yeah.
We must continue to speak and create awareness. It's led for those who want to hear to hear. It's led for those who want to hear to hear. The book of Ecclesiastes, I think, says there is a time for everything. Time to rejoice, time for sorrow, a time for peace, a time for war, a time to be asleep, a time to be awake. Every Biafra must know the time that we are in. We are in a time of war. We are in a time of war. You are going to hear propaganda. You are going to hear blackmail. But in every information you hear, apply your common sense. Once you apply your common sense, you don't have any reason to worry.
Brother, I see you again. I have to go now. Brahmas, have a nice day.
Okay, my brother. We are running on.
Okay.
We are running on. So, wherever you are joining us from, I urge you to please be focused. Do not get distracted. And I bet you at the end of the day, you will have nothing to regret. We have spent almost getting to 3 hours on this program. And I will allow my beloved brother Maxwell to give us his closing remark as we round up so that we can catch up with other activities. My beloved brother Max, go ahead and speak to Biafrans. Give us that your warm closing remark. We've missed it for a long time. Give it to us. Let us end with it.
Thank you so much. And I'm very, very grateful that God has given me the opportunity to come in today with you, to stay with you and share my views with you and the rest of my great Biafrans all over the world, both the old and the young. I salute every one of you. You see, ndị Igbo sila ugo ebrere na mgbagbu. Ugo ebrere na mgbagbu. You see, Biafran Republic government and the declaration of Biafra is like a tree. Onye gbagburu ọwụ ntị gburu ya. We've been shouting and shouting and shouting. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shouted, they grabbed him. Bechikom, if it is Zabroda Yokori Bobo. Bechikom, they put him in jail. Simon Ekpa came out when other people were lying low, watching as if the hawk, everybody ran away and took cover. Just like when the chicks will run away and took cover when the hawks is descending to pick any of them. All of them ran away. No one was able to come out. Since the time I've been listening to the other one, they say is in my father's land here, and the Chinasawa mascot, Muru, and the rest of them. I've never seen them face to face. I've never seen them eye to eye. I don't know how they look like.
Nobody knows who they are. They don't have those who don't have identity.
I don't know who they are. I don't know how they look like. I don't know whether they are dark complexion.
Those who are AI, we don't know them.
That is that the kind of leader that you are going to follow? If you see anybody who have the confidence and the audacity to come out and be showing himself fully for people to recognize and know who he is and tell you where he is, that is the right person to follow. That is the good guy. That is what I see in Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of Biafran Republic Government in Exile. He has succeeded to form a government. He has formed a government. He has established his members, the honorable members of Biafran Republic Government in Exile. They have liaison offices all over in most countries of the world. The world is listening to them as an established government in exile. The legality of government in exile is very, very strong. They can as well act on behalf of the people of Biafra because they are in exile. There is an existing occupying force in their land. Therefore, they need a government in exile that is going to push the freedom of their people in that occupied zone and lead them to freedom. There is no mistake you are making. And we cannot say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been kidnapped. Oh, wait for him to come. No, we will do what we're supposed to do. Those things he taught us. When your father gave birth to you, train you, do everything, nourish you, and you become a man, and your father is incapacitated, will you wait for your father to come again and begin to drive car to go to the market and so on? That will be your responsibility, and that is what we are doing. Onyendu is incapacitated. We know what he is going through there. If you know what he's going through, you will not. You will never stay 1 hour without thinking about his ordeal in that dungeon where he is. The only thing you would do for him is to do those things that he would have approved that is going to destroy his enemy. His enemy is my enemy and your enemy and everybody's enemy and the Biafran enemy. So we must fight them. We must do whatever we can to make sure that the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is secured. And I believe that it is not going to be long before they will shamefully release him because he has no crime. He committed no crime. He did not do anything. Those that are holding him, just like you were saying, over a decade or almost a decade, he was broadcasting and antagonizing the British government and their system and what they are doing in Nigeria. Did they arrest him? They did not arrest him. They allowed him because they know the rules. But what did they do? Exactly. They push on one side and call their partners in crime to go and catch him so that they will wash their hands. If you know how cunning British is, you will never live in one house with them because they are, in fact, where is the originator of gossips? Is it not? They came, they poured the same saliva into our peoples everywhere. Gossips, intimidation, backstabbing. backstabbing. When Buhari went for that conference, is it what corruption? What conference in England? Did you see what Cameron said there? Is it David Cameron or who said? He never knew that the cameras were on him. Speakers were he destroyed him, and immediately Buhari came. He started shaking hands. They are delicate. Okay, okay. So my people, the only thing we have to do is not to wait anymore. There is no time to waste. Whatever you know, even if it is stick, bring it to fight. If it is ordinary paper, bring it to fight. If it is money, bring it to fight. If it is stone, bring it. If you can sing for the restoration of Biafra. That is what we must do. Do whatever you can within your ancestral land is restored. Nobody will do it for us, but you and I. I say, as you do that, may God continue to prosper you. May God continue to enlarge your wallet. May God continue to save you and protect you and keep you safe until Biafra comes. May God bless Mazen Namdekano wherever he is. Whatever he is passing through, I say, God Almighty, please. Chineke onye bi n'eluigwe ọkwa gị ga-enye ya mbasa ọ ga-eji gụfụta ji ya na ọkabụ. God that gave Mazen Namdekano that piece of yam in an abandoned farm will also give him the spade-like stick that is going to dig it out. Not me. God brought him. I didn't create Mazen Namdekano. God had a purpose for which he made Mazen Namdekano and is fulfilling now the manifestations of what God. And remember that not all good things will come to you, even if this angel of God is standing in front of you. Satan will always have a way to come in and do what he has. But God has the final say on the head of Mazen Namdekano, on the head of Prime Minister, on the head and the body called Biafran Republic Government in Exile, and the children of the Biafran Republic. I bring you joy, I bring you love, and I say may God continue to bless all of you. Keep doing what you are doing. God Almighty is with us, and we will be free at last. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, my beloved brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful speech. We appreciate you. Your presence is highly welcome, and we adore you. Thank you so much. So, fellow Biafrans, I appreciate everyone that have joined us on this program today from beginning to the end. I never knew that we are going to go this far. When I came on, I said we are going to spend some little time because of some issues. But finally, look at we have made it to the last, and that is the spirit of Biafra. Sometimes I wake up, I feel like resting, I wouldn't even have the energy to speak. But once I on my camera and begin to talk about the issue of Biafra, the strength will come from nowhere. When I started, it was very low key. I didn't know I can push it to this end. But I thank Chukwu Okike for giving me the strength to carry it this far. I appreciate everyone that has connected, wherever you're connecting from. I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every one of you that have joined. Before we go, finally, I want to play message from our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa. It is very important. Let us hear directly from him before we go, finally.
abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. I will be here. Biafra freedom will come from diaspora. I promised them for many years, since 2021, that I will bring the Biafra freedom from diaspora. I want you to look around yourself. Is it not coming from diaspora? They thought they have locked everywhere. If you go to Nigeria, they kill you. If you do, they will challenge you. Come to Nigeria, so we'll take you serious. Come to Nigeria. Because I will not come to Nigeria. If you want to die, go and put yourself in order. I will not come to Nigeria. I will be here to fight for my people, and I will be here and free my people from Nigeria. When Queen Elizabeth was controlling you in Nigeria and doing amalgamation, was she there? Was she there? Queen Elizabeth, the same Lugard, was she there? I will do like her. I will be here and free Biafra, and then I will come to unify Biafra people after Biafra has been recognized. I will be here to fight because freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is coming from abroad. Freedom is coming from the United Nations. Freedom is coming from Washington, D.C. Freedom is coming from the European Union. Freedom is not coming from Africa. Freedom is not coming from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from Abuja. Freedom is coming from America. It's coming from Europe. You don't know that, know it. No matter how sad and bad it sounds. But that is the fact. So why should I go to Nigeria where freedom is not coming from? It's coming from here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my fellow Biafrans. We bring to an end the broadcast of today. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Liberation Army, the resistance fighters, the strike force, the Black Marine, every force is fighting for us on the ground. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them, guide and protect the Biafra de facto government, the homeland, guide and protect every member of the cabinet of Biafra government. And protect all the media warriors that are speaking on various platforms, all our speakers that joins us on various platforms at all times. We protect them. We present Mazi Simon Eba before Chukwu for guidance, protection, and provision. Our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Eba, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra. We say, may Chukwu continue to guide you, protect you, secure you, give you wisdom, knowledge, understanding. No evil shall befall you. No evil shall befall you. No evil shall befall you. We pray for Mazen Nandekano for good health, for strength, for healing. We pray for Mazen Nandekano for divine revelation. Wherever he is, we pray for protection. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. We pray that Mazen Nandekano will join us very soon and we will celebrate him his lifetime. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I appreciate you. And we will see again tomorrow by the special research program. Thank you so much. And stay safe.
Every day, you don't get to work in Gambia, so make a window today. You win, you win, you win. You win, you win, you win. For Biafra, raffle in Finland. In exile. Raffle Biafran Republic Government in Exile present a fantastic raffle game. Biafran Freedom Raffle BFR is a raffle sales in support of Biafran Freedom, which will be drawn and prizes given at the declaration of the independent states of Biafra in Finland between November 29 to December 10, 2024. BFR is for everyone amazing. Raffle prize is $20. Total winning prize $10,000. First prize $5,000. Second prize $3,000. Third prize $2,000. For more information and to participate, click https www.biafrarepublicgov.org/raffle. BFR is for 2 months only. Hurry up and buy raffle sales for Biafra Freedom today. Buy for your children and grandchildren. Buy for your relatives, friends. Do your part now, because when we give all our needed support, God crowns us with Biafra we long for. Good luck and happy win. Raffle. Every day, we depend on you walking Kabiama. Say make we win, oh, to them. You win, you win, you win, you win, oh, you win, you win, you win. Biafra, raffle draw, BFR, raffle jingle. My people, follow who no road. His Excellency Simon Ekpanjoku, na him they carry us enter Biafra. He they play the show. No be lie, the good guy, Prime Minister of the Republic Government, in exile, went there for Obodo Yibo, Finland. With him government, na him they do the wonder. Say make you join, follow up, he go sweet you for body. Freedom today, better for you. And your picking them, I dey tell you. He can still bring ogbonge raffle draw with big money when you go win. I dey tell you, no be lie. Starting from on the 29th of November, go reach December 3rd. Now this thing they happen 2024. I make I shock you. The money, it makes sense well. $20 and total winning prize $10,000. First prize $5,000. Third prize $2,000. BFR. No sit down, no sit down. Look, na dog name. They want from here gather money to build Biafra where you they cry for sins. You go also win. Oshekure onana otare e Biafra takewe ipo urobo avisoko takewe
urobo me avovo we javani yanine opole onigede o miragwa Simon Ekpa Ujoku Biafra le amleta na mane vie kede tane ki devo la mane ko jola mane na Biafra o wono di o ire enere o bi ko kilomita gwa Simon Ekpa owo tane o yikari ha vo urabani o yo miragwa amleta na oswe Biafra o ekotori noko ha na laka burina ha na obi Finlandi o yakada he ha na were ede ujegbirini le mena upovo ridwe edera eme abi kuive hanana obodigo idonole oyibo ametane anye aka metana woki pole ike vikparbo ove hana opolo esosolo ke me soso vere hana aka ke donol oyibo sene $10,000 then opolo ive aka ke $5,000 opolera aka ke $2,000. Hali Biafra na ubodele haramleta na eko kokigo pone Biafra na waifu fiana na sawo mrigo wo be Biafra eko tolole ramleta na oka nera bani pona jobi o ma be ravani so bitu awan je peta na weja bani ku bokugbe urubo na gbena awamleta na Biafra esewo mu urubo ovovo wado
Isoko wado, mana wado wade. Hajo roto no betero mavia. Evenu benana 2024. eva ede udegbo izi eva amara kpegbovo bifio edesa eva amara kpegbive ehanana oyo odibo n'oge no vizi ro rufo maro somai baho emie Biafra na mabete meriena re manigbo in Nigeria na ona oro maroviano na wako magbe re majeve hana owo ezaro no obetero mavia eva ezaro na owo no barobo atreko igo ere ibo na se dollar na wote ko magbe ehana na otiwo makowe worede uvenana ori uvenana re wo ko magbe re abeteza ezaro na ovetegwo agogo somai ovetegwo uzuazo somai keme mate ufo mamino matigbe brenu matigbe viovio jaha ere atane mevo wa ko magbe wade ijo isoko wado. Every day we dey pray God to go kick up Biafra, say make we win oh. Today you win, we know. You win, we know. For Biafra, we know. Raffle draw, we know. In Finland,
Alright guys, listen up. There's a lot of noise out there. Call it propaganda, blackmail, whatever you want. But don't let any of it shake you. No matter what they say, no matter what they try, Biafra's story isn't going anywhere. Freedom doesn't die just because someone tries to stomp it out. December 2nd, 2024 is fast approaching. It's not just another date, it's the date. The moment everything we've been fighting for comes alive. See, history's always been shaped by those who refuse to give up. Look around, you know what I mean? Some might tell you to sit back and blend in. But look where they got us in the past. It's those who stood tall, the ones who refused to be silenced, that made change happen. And guys, that's the spirit we need now more than ever. This is Biafra, and Biafra means not backing down. Now, let's take a moment to think about what it's gonna be like on December 2nd. Just imagine it. The world's watching, trying to figure out if Biafra will rise. And yes, all eyes will be on us, on the rising sun, on a people who refuse to give in, refuse to lose hope. You gotta stay focused. Keep the vision locked. Because when that day comes, you won't want to look back and think, man, I should have believed just a little more. You know, history books are filled with stories of people who had a chance and took it. Didn't wait for things to look easy or safe. Just like those who held on to their vision of freedom even when it looked impossible. That's where Biafra stands right now. Right on the brink of something massive. Dear Biafrans, there's no stopping what's about to happen. The journey's been tough, no doubt, with propaganda coming at us from every direction, threats piling up, and a relentless flood of blackmail aimed at shaking our spirits. But here's the real deal. We stay the course. Because December 2nd, 2024, is right around the corner. Biafra's restoration isn't a maybe. It's a reality. You know, when you're fighting for freedom, you gotta expect resistance. Take any liberation movement in history. Think about the American Revolution or even the fall of apartheid in South Africa. These were battles where the people didn't back down, no matter how hard the opponents tried to knock them off course. Now, it's our turn. They're gonna say everything to discourage us, twist facts, and paint Biafra as a lost cause. But we know better, don't we? We're seeing it all unfold with our own eyes. We're the generation that's making this happen. And let's be real, December 2nd isn't just another date on the calendar. It's the day we've been waiting for, the day when all these years of resilience, of fighting back against suppression, come to fruition. You're gonna hear the skeptics, the critics, and the doubters in these last weeks leading up. But let's stay grounded. Let's remember why we started this. The rising sun's been on the horizon for too long, and now, it's breaking through. And wait a minute, let's take a second to think about this. Once Biafra's fully restored, think of the ripple effects. Imagine what it would mean for Africa, for other nations fighting to reclaim their identities. This isn't just about one people or one place. This is a statement. This is history in the making. So guys, keep your eyes on the prize, and know that the light at the end of this journey is brighter than any obstacle they throw our way.